Hey everybody, I just woke up, but I have things I want to say. And normally I feel like that what I want to say comes out very well in a message right after I've woken up. This is Enrico and I'm back again on your screen. No matter if it's your computer screen, your phone screen, maybe TV screen, I am here again. Subscribe, like this video because it helps out a lot. You don't have to though, and you're not obligated to, because I really do have fun doing these videos and uploading them for you guys. This is something that has been weighing on my spirit for a while. You all are seeing the title and this cultural appropriation thing that has been going on for a while. I feel like that my race really got the ball rolling with this, and talking about East Asia and K-pop and J-pop and the influences and how YouTube has helped spread that among people from all over the world. And then with some people in the Asian race, no matter if it's from their motherland or Asian Americans, and these sour apples that take so long to fall from the tree that you see the flies coming out of them and the worms, and the other apples just look fine, and these sour apples just ruin everything with the ignorance and the heartless messages online, and not fully understanding where black people might be coming from with their claims of cultural appropriation and the actual history of why this is. Thinking about some of the events that have happened in the past, and it's really sad, but Jay Park's name comes up just automatically. Don't you think it's sad that years ago, after he left 2 PM, we used to think about Jay Park because of his music? Now we think about Jay Park because some of the ignorant stuff he has said online. I don't think he's a bad person. I think that he has a good heart. I just don't think that he really understands what he types all the time, or what is coming out, and how uneducated it sounds. This cultural appropriation is not something that has to do with you all, Asian people, who might be accused. You might like rapping, you might do rap, you might do b-boy. We could even talk about black people's hairstyles, as far as them being protective hairstyles, and you might see it on one of your favorite rappers and say, you know, I want it too because I like it. I see this rapper as my hero. I want to show my love and appreciation. The core of black people seeing non-black people wearing our hairstyles or speaking black vernacular English does not actually have to do with you completely. It has more to do with the history of especially black American culture being raided and stolen and taken. And this is the key point that I think a lot of people don't take the time to realize when talking about this whole topic, is that when we see someone who isn't black, who does not support black people, who has no connection to black people, that comes from a culture that is known for being very anti-black, it's not all of you all, but let's be honest. We all know you got an anti-black grandma, grandpa somewhere in there that talks about how they don't like black people, how we're uneducated, how we're ghetto and loud, and we're not as good as white people. We know that it's in your family, no matter how much you try to downplay it. And so seeing just you being from that race and then taking part in our culture, but feeling like that there's no love being returned, takes a lot of black people back to that time where we didn't get a chance to actually share our culture and say to non-black people, oh, you're here, you can take part in this. No, instead it was, oh, well, black people are doing this, so we just gonna invite ourselves to the cookout. We're going to invite ourselves to how you sing. That soulfulness. That soulfulness comes from hurt. We can talk about blues and how black people constantly are actually using music to cry out because we were so suppressed and so stepped on. And it's so disheartening to see that translate over into times that are happening now. And that there are many people who don't actually understand where black people are coming from. And I do think that we don't articulate this actual fact very well. And we definitely do need to. Because if you really go back and you look, and I'm not even talking about just like a textbook on Black American history, you can Google. Like, I really don't have any obligation to be doing this video right now. And I don't feel like that I need to explain anything to Asian people because you all do have the tools. No matter if you are from South Korea, no matter if you're from Japan, if you know the latest hip-hop songs, then it only takes you a few minutes to go and research all that I'm talking about right now. But from as long as history has began and repeated itself, black people have constantly had our culture stolen from us and thrown back in our face to say, yeah, your culture is beautiful. Yeah, you are the ones that make all the trends. But it does not look good on you because of your skin color. Imagine how that would make you feel. It is not the same as Asian people, Japanese people, Korean people inviting people to wear a hanbok or a kimono. And I do see when black people got the ball rolling on cultural appropriation, I saw many Asian people, Asian Americans mostly, because let's be honest, many Asian people from their motherlands don't really care about this topic too much. Because they're like, yeah, you want to wear our traditional clothing? Go ahead and wear it. You got to rent it out and pay for it. But yeah, you can go ahead and wear it. Knock yourself out, tourists. But of course, you got the Asian Americans that want to be woke because they saw black people being woke. That's the whole thing. A lot of people see black people doing a lot of things, and you know they're like, okay, we gonna jump on it. We gonna do what you all are doing because we are the front runners. We are the leaders of a lot of these movements. Whether they want to give us the credit or not, we are. And they're saying, well, you all are wearing our traditional clothing. That cultural appropriation. Going back once again. Asian people do not have the same experience as black people. You cannot compare the two. Black people did not have the opportunity to say, let us share our culture with you. Asian people have that opportunity and continue to have that opportunity. Some people say, well, black people gatekeep their culture because we constantly are being stepped on, rolled over, told that because of our skin color that we are not enough for our own culture. Think about that. Think about how all of this cultural appropriation and our culture becoming such popular culture for everyone plays into that and how it might make a black person feel. But they're like, well, we just can't be black. We just can't wear our natural hair out. We just can't talk like we want to talk. It's okay for an Asian woman to use black vernacular English and be like, yeah, yo, what's up, man? And if you gonna swerve and... But when a dark-skinned black woman does that, she's uneducated. She's ghetto. She's every negative stereotype that you can think of under the sun. Meanwhile, an Asian woman like Awkwafina, or even we can talk about in South Korea, Jessi using these tropes to further her career. It is okay when they do it because it's considered edgy, it's considered cool. They don't have those same negative stereotypes. It's even sad, we even have a sector of my own race that will praise and uplift people like Jessi and Awkwafina, but will downgrade their own black women. You see the problem here? I hope you do. If you don't, you might want to take a hard look in the mirror at yourself. And I'm talking to my own people, I'm talking to Asian people. Open your eyes and see the bigger picture here. And how you can say, well, dang, I can see how black people might feel hurt and might feel upset. The cultural appropriation claims are not really about you. If someone says to you as an Asian person, Asian American, whatever, oh, you sound like you talk like you black. I'd say this to all my friends who actually are a product of cultural assimilation, assimilating someone's culture, being proximity to someone's culture. Don't take that as an insult, because if that's really how you talk, that's just how you talk. If you do wear black hairstyles that are protective hairstyles that aren't actually for you, it will take out your hair. I will tell you, because it's not for your hair type. Then just say, you know, I wear the hairstyle. I don't mean no disrespect. If you feel a certain type of way about it, you're allowed to feel that way, but I'm not trying to disrespect black people in any type of way, shape, or form. For my black brothers and sisters, I've seen a lot of videos of people talking about when Asian people do black vernacular English or do wear hairstyles, that they're making fun of black people. I do think that this is a stretch. And we got to be careful to not come across as being bitter and angry, and every other video we do on YouTube is about cultural appropriation. When I see someone who's non-black doing this stuff, I'm so secure in my blackness that none of this stuff bothers me. I don't care. It's not taken away from my blackness. Black outrage actually fuels the fire for a lot of the different problems that are happening in this case of cultural appropriation. Imagine how powerful it would be if we as black people just gave no response at all when we see someone who's non-black wearing dreads. If we let our silence just be the strongest response ever, where we just do not care at all. Because at the end of the day, people are still going to do what they want to do. And black outrage is still exposure to a lot of people. Remember that. You can't tell someone how to wear their hair. You can feel a certain type of way about it, but I'm not going to run up to somebody and try to rip out their dreads simply because they're not black. Now, the N-word, no matter what variation it is, that's a different story. But everything else, if that's really how you were raised, that's you. I will say there are people that do try to use the black swagger and the black way of doing things as a costume, as a character, to further their career, and then when they're called out on it, they want to backstep and be like, we can have a conversation about it. No, watch this video and understand where we're really coming from. It's a deep topic. It's not something to skirt over. It's not something to make light of. Listen to black people when we talk. Listen to people that are rationally telling you why we feel the way that we feel, and you would be okay. Calling something a minstrel show when actually someone is not making fun of your race is a stretch. I wouldn't use that word. Let's use words like that for something that actually goes with that situation. We, as black people, we need to be careful just throwing words out there, because I do feel like that's something that's very, very dark and angry and deep. I don't like using words like that. I don't even like using racism too much, because I feel like that's a specific word for a specific situation. I use culturally insensitive most of the time. I'm not with this woke culture where everything that someone says is racist. You know, I'm very secure in who I am. I don't get mad at everything. So you guys, there's a lot to think about. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also have a blog on East Asian Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real. And I will always be back.